Hello, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I am sitting in the car over by Wendy's. I was just sitting here thinking, man, I've been playing video games for a very long time, and the truth of the matter is Xbox has literally always been better than PlayStation. They've always been better. Not just now, they've literally always been better than PlayStation. And if I go back and I think, man, I was such a hardcore PlayStation fanboy. I mean, it was my first. It was the like the PlayStation 1. It came out well before the Xbox. So I was already deeply entrenched with the games that I'd played on the PlayStation 1. But I mean, even like Nintendo 64 was better than PlayStation 1. It was like 32 bits. But it had some amazing games, and a lot of those were the third-party games. Man, we didn't even really start. I mean, like, what do we have? Crash Bandicoot, and like a couple of other ones on like the original PlayStation. It's Siphon Filter. We had some other stuff that, like, seriously, most of it, like Siphon Filter, I really loved. Gran Turismo, I really loved, but everything else is like, I guess it doesn't really matter. PlayStation 2 got a lot better. We got God of War. We got some of the other stuff. But Xbox, from the day the freaking first Xbox launched, it had better graphics. It had some pretty dang cool games, man. I was just sitting here and I was thinking. I was on Twitter and I saw this little post about what franchise do you want them to bring back? And I started thinking, I was like, dude, that Brute Force was pretty cool and way ahead of its time. I remember the visuals looking good. It had like these really, really nice looking vegetation in that game. And then we also had this other fighting game called Tao Feng. And then, like, Amped, snowboarding and stuff. Like, these games were freaking cool, man. That first Forza that I played on there. I mean, I remember back, because I was deeply entrenched with the original Xbox. I bought a lot of games on that. I played a lot of games. I just wasn't into first-person shooters, so I never really got into Halo back then. But everything else that was like third-person and, like a racing or a sports type of game back then, I was into. Yeah, we did lack a lot of that. We did lack a lot of that Japanese support back then, for sure. But I mean, the games that we had on there, if you really look back and you think about it, man, there were some cool games. Xbox 360 was pretty good, but I mean, like the 360 generation, I was really, really entrenched in the PlayStation 3 and stuff. Man, I mean, like, we had one for the kids and everything else, but man, I remember some amazing games on the 360 that were cool. I mean, like, the performance was better. The way that, like, most of the games, they started getting better support. They started getting better, like, more support from Japan and other, big AAA developers and stuff. And like Call of Duty started taking off really big on there. That Xbox One, my gosh, guys, that stupid movie stuff and all the stuff that they were talking about in the beginning of that. And then Digital Foundry, with their like, well, yeah, man, this is 900p and the PlayStation 5 is 1080p. That right there is when everything started for me, and like everything started going a little bit like wonky, man, because I was like, dude, I don't even need an Xbox, man. The PlayStation 4 is more powerful. That was the first time the PlayStation ever came to the table with more power than the Xbox. Like, the first time, like the one and only time they ever came with more power. And like, I feel like so many people got sucked into that so quick. Because I know I did, man. I was like, dude, I was, working full time, didn't really have time to run around and, play as many video games back then during the launch window of, like PlayStation 4 and stuff. So I didn't buy both of them. And then and then Xbox One X, man, comes out, takes that crown back. Xbox Series X comes out and takes the crown back. They bring in the Xbox Series S this generation to compete in that lower end. And dude, Xbox has literally always been better. The UI and the seamless experience that you get on the Series X and Series S is literally incredible. I mean, I got cross-platform with my PC. Xbox has literally always been better. And there's I mean, like, with PlayStation, like, what do you get, man? You get flashy games that are like a flash in the pan. Like, we had a we had a live stream last night and we were talking about this, and yeah, dude, like PlayStation games have really become a flash in the pan. They launched as a single player game, anywhere from 5 to 25 hours. And then there's really not much after that, because they focus so heavily on these visuals and this hardcore narrative, story driven stuff that I mean, like, they're good. I'm not saying there's not a place for those games out there, guys. There definitely is, and we do like them, and we do appreciate the pretty graphics all the time. But I mean, there's got to be something more, man. Like, not all freaking third-party games are gonna look like them PlayStation first-party games, dude. They don't have that freaking Call of Duty virtuous cycle money to build those games like PlayStation can, like that platform holder can, and it really does get frustrating. Because I see, the only reason I even talk about this, guys, is because I see Xbox fighting this uphill battle and trying to restrain themselves and not go out there and create more division in gaming like PlayStation is 100% known for. And I appreciate that about Xbox. I like that. I like the fact that they're like, yeah, man, we'll buy Call of Duty to keep it away from Tencent, and we'll put it on everything, man. Like, we'll put it on everything. We're not worried about that. We just want to make sure that our Game Pass subscribers can have value for their money and be able to always have something to play. They're doing everything they can to try to make gaming accessible and available for everyone. And I get where PlayStation's coming from, dude. I really don't have any hate for PlayStation wanting to sell their stuff for $70 or trying to maximize the profit that they get from all of that. Like, I don't necessarily have a big problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is the consistent negativity towards Xbox for what Xbox is trying to do. That is the only problem I have. That's the only problem I've ever had when I started this channel. Like, I don't feel like Xbox is getting the recognition that they deserve. And it's sad, you know. You got like higher ups at PlayStation taking pot shots, like, yeah, man, you can't afford it, it's unsustainable and stuff like that. And it's like, dude, Microsoft can sustain that and show you how to, and lead the way and show you how to do that and be profitable with it too, PlayStation, so that we can bring gaming to far more people. Instead of like taking pot shots at them, maybe make a back deal with them. Be like, yeah, guys, we do like this plan. We do like this. It is unsustainable to keep these budgets keep growing bigger and bigger and bigger for these games, and not enough people are getting access to them because of the cost of entry. So yeah, let's find a way to make gaming more affordable and more sustainable to continue to make them. And that's what I feel Xbox is doing. And I don't feel like I feel like PlayStation just, I mean, like, in their situation, like, what can they do? What really can they do? They have to be, they have to make that money. So I don't necessarily have a problem with that, because yeah, that's the way things have generally always been done. So yeah, PlayStation, keep doing your thing, but taking these pot shots at Xbox when they're trying to revolutionize and change the way that gamers can play without the super high cost of barrier, that's incredible. And we definitely need more of that. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later with another racing video today. So have fun, guys.